Morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parco, and I'm here with Francisco Rubalcava Jr. Thanks for coming in the studio again today.
No, thank you for having me.
Thursday, whatever day it is. I don't remember these days. They all roll together so close to the holidays.
Yeah, I know. Just living day by day.
I have like multiple transactions I got to close by next Friday.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Well, they all came in like, the 9th.
Yeah.
10th. It's like, can you close by the end of the month? I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I should be able to, but not everybody else is working as fast as I want to work. So
right.
Appraisers, you pay, hey, can you do a rush? They don't crickets. They don't get back to you.
Yeah. Then we got the holidays too.
That's what I'm talking about. Because of the holidays, there's, we got 2 days in between, one especially, but then the following weekend, that Friday, then you can only record in the morning. You can't record in the afternoon. There's just so many things. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were talking about, I think before we came on, where everything is. And I wanted to explain a thing. And I talked about this before. Usually whatever the 10-year note is, you can add like 150 to 160 basis points. And that's currently what the rates are. Okay. In history, it's closer to 300 basis points. And I was like trying to explain this to somebody the other day, that the reason it's such a huge difference is if I'm going to take a loan out, meaning that if I'm going to buy that loan from whoever originated, I'm going to keep it and make the payment, take the payment for so long. I don't want to buy it if I'm going to lose that in a year or 2 years because of potentially refinance. What does everybody say? Get a loan, refinance it in a year or 2 years. So somebody has to buy it. So they're getting this premium up front to buy that note so that they can understand that they're going to make some money on this if it gets paid off in a year or 2 years. Still, that's why there's a huge premium on them. When we get to a point where rates are steady for a little bit longer, and you're not going to see that refinance in a year from now or 2 years from now, you're going to see that kind of go away and go back to where it was, the 150, 160 basis points. And so that's what we'll start seeing more of. You follow me there?
Yeah, I think
so. That's why with VA and FHA right now, they're giving a little bit more for those people to go get those rates right now. Because I've seen those rates in the mid 5s,
which is great.
And there's going to be points involved, and the APR is probably, if let's say it was 5.75. Did I say that's what it was? No,
I think it was like 5.6.
No, hold on here. What did I say? Yeah. So, well, okay. So yeah. So here's the thing: the pools are so messed up. 6s are paying the same as 5s on certain things, and meaning the cost and the whole association with them. So you really have to look at the pools. But say that you're doing a 5.75 today, and the cost of that, your AP will probably be about 5.9 on that. So there's going to be some cost involved, like probably a half a point and discount points. And then you have your standard, escrow, title fees, all that stuff that goes into the APR.
Right.
So, but right now that's huge different. We were at 7.25 on FHA month and a half ago on average, right? I'm just saying what Fannie, Freddie, all those people were putting those numbers out, all those different places, that bureaus that put rates out and say, this is what we're seeing. We were there. It's a huge difference. And that's why we're starting to see more people come out of the woodwork going, I want to buy. Same with conventional rates. They're in, the 6s somewhere. And the reason I say that, because I don't know what your FICO score is. I don't know. There's so many things and I'm not supposed to quote rates out here unless I do an APR, and I'm not trying to, but the rates have drastically moved according to Fannie and Freddie.
Right. Well, it's a big difference. And then we're not like, even though the rates dropped, things haven't like picked up as crazy as they should. Like right now, I think it's a great opportunity to be going out.
You know why?
Holidays, I would say.
That, and also people don't know.
Well,
how long we were talking for years? Well, that's 2 years. What's going on and this and that and what's going on, and people were like, "What? Market didn't crash?"
Right. And that's the thing too. And I still get that question, like, "Oh, what's going to happen? When is it going to come down?" All that. I stay firm that I don't think it's going to.
It's not coming down.
It's not.
The one thing that we have that we never had before is no inventory.
Yeah.
That's what was our saving grace. If people don't understand what the supply and demand rule, it's Econ 101. Whatever if there's a supply and there's more demand than the supply, there is the there's a balance in pricing, and that pricing is going to go up. If there's more supply and less demand to sell that, they have to lower the cost to get rid of it.
Yeah. That's
So
the thing, though. Right now, people could still get credits. They could help themselves even more. Like,
right this month, January is going to be different. February is going to stop, because right now you can get some credits. I have somebody buying a place, and they're getting 20 grand towards closing costs to buy some of it down. But you have to be careful, because conventional, if you're doing less than 10% down, the max you can get is 3%.
Right.
And a lot of people go, what? And I mean, I'm guilty of that too. Well, there's ways you can get around that, and we can talk to you about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it on open airs and have the FBI call me.
No, it's well, and that's the
I'm
thing
just
too.
kidding about the other stuff I added there.
No, it's simple. I know it's simple. And that's the thing too, right? Is like, that's why people need to like reach out to us, and they need to start.
Now,
like I always tell people, just get on a game plan. I mean, especially nowadays, the tools that we have, like soft credit checks, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. Like, get out there, find out where you're at.
Right. Did you know that? So when people are looking, only 15% of the people are ready right now. So that means there's 85% of you that are not, they don't buy the moment they look. It takes them 3 to 6 months to a year. So looking now and getting ready is what you should do. So the plan to move forward. I know that's what we sound like a broken record, like we're trying to get you to get into a home. But if you don't get into a home, you're going to kick yourself in 5 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 3 years from now.
Right. That's the biggest thing too, right? Is like, I mean, exactly like you said, it's not, I mean, obviously, we're getting our business out of it and everything, but like when we say these things, I mean, I stand firm on it. Like I tell my clients, like, that's my honest professional opinion. And I even said this on the last show, was that I've been doing this over 5 years now, and every time someone calls me to check in and see what's going on, it's never been that it's going down. It's never been that, there's times where I'm like, oh, it's calmed down, right? Like, it's calmed down. There's like right now, there's opportunity to get credits. It's like you're saying, I don't know if it'll come that soon, right? Or like February, we're already going to be like within the craziness of not being able to get help, things like that. But it's very likely. I think it is likely, especially right now where we're currently with FHA somewhere around 5.5. That's the goal.
It's higher than that, unless you want to pay 1 point. Yeah, it's higher.
Right.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if you're getting seller credits, who cares? Have the seller pay for it. Because if you wanted to, I mean, you could get in the 4.875 for 17 grand for that rate. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, some people would pay it.
No, a builder will pay it.
Yeah.
That's different. But for someone to take that money and buy the rate down, it doesn't make any sense. No. Now, I don't know if you know this, I kind of fell into this world on buying assisted living facilities so they buy a single family home and they turn it into an assisted facility where they have up to 6 patients in 3 of the bedrooms, and then the other bedrooms for the person that lives there. And it's a totally, if you do that, and then eventually you probably won't be able to refinance, because then now it's making money. It's who knows what the thing would be. So buying the rate down right now, so you don't have to worry about that, might make better sense.
Yeah,
because you buy it as an investment property, or if somebody is going to live there, like your daughter or son or whatever, you could have them run it and then buy it as a primary residence.
So. Yeah. No, it's like I know there's someone in our office right now actually who has one listed in Houston, with all the gear and everything. Is it a house, or is it one of the places like on McHenry that closed? No, it's a house. It's a house over like on, I think, Barney, great area. And they have it for sale too. And I've heard a lot of people trying to do that. I just hear that there's like certifications and things like that.
You have to get the house. A lot of stuff you have to do. Got to have a level everything. You want to have the most level lot you can find, level house. Otherwise, you got to put ramps everywhere, which is a lot of work.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, I think, it's time for people to get creative. I think, real estate is really what separates, I think, a lot of people when it comes to like economics, right?
Mm-hmm.
you should be investing in real estate, whether if it's just one house that you're buying or, and even like you said, right, like taking advantage right now of the market where you can get credits. Don't do a long-term buy down, do a temporary buy down, if you will, do anything or just pocket the money, right?
Well, but if you're going to do temporary, just buy the rate down a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't do the one off or the 2 1s, those kind of things. Just take that money, slap it and get it lower. That gives you a couple years, not have to worry about anything.
Right. Until things get better, which they will. I mean,
We're already
realistically,
seeing it.
yeah, and
It's coming. It's even going to come more. I know I keep cutting you off. Just slap me.
No, you're good. Cause I mean, it's, and that's the thing too, though, is, we've been anticipating it and talking about it, and it's here now. And I feel honestly, I mean, it came sooner than we were saying.
Actually, this whole year it was going to be May, then it was going to be September, then July, then September, then October. But what stopped it, and what a lot of people understand, is everything was there to do this earlier. This government keeps spending. They made an agreement to make print more money for all this different stuff, and that's what needs to stop. And it's finally people ran out of money. The government is not spending more money towards this. That they have it really hard. They can't get these Ukrainian and all these things approved unless they do this other stuff, which they don't like. They want to just be able to print it and be done with it, and that's not what we need. We don't need more money printed. We need to take care of the United States first.
Yeah, 100%. And then, I mean, I think, also leading into, what is it going to be, March maybe or May? We got that dream fall coming again.
Well, that's when you were talking about, hey, well, this was going to happen. It's going to pick up. I'm like, and then the government will go, we're going to give 200 million for for another 200 people to get into homes or the whole in California. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is get those values to go through the roof because we got all these people bidding on all these other houses.
Yeah, they're getting part of that equity, man. So it sounds like a scheme, right?
It's just get in before a lot of this. We don't have enough inventory, and we're not going to have enough inventory for a very long time. Builders need to start building more, but they're trying to protect themselves too, because certain areas they're not giving it away, but they're giving discounts on them to sell them.
Yeah.
No, if you look at what came out this week, the Northeast is doing really well on new homes, but other places, the South, like us, West, and they're not doing so well on new homes because we're not building them.
No, and they're expensive, man. Every single one of them.
Well, because that's cost $125,000 just to get started.
Yeah, I know they do need to. That's been one of the biggest things. They a lot needs to change, right? Yes. But
and how does it change? It changed by you going out and vote, like you said on Tuesday.
No, seriously. Yeah, get out, people. Vote.
This is the year. We got a president election coming up. Everybody needs to look at, am I better off today than I was 4 years ago? Yes or no? Vote your pocketbook.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know who the person's going to be, the candidate, but it's got to be better than what we have. And someone asked me, why do we need to make a change? I'm like, because and this was on a podcast last week. It's like having a ruly kid, right? You're raising a kid that's just ridiculously rude, just not paying attention to whatever. And if you don't correct that behavior, that person's going to grow up exactly like that and just keep doing that. That's what we have right now. We have some people who are so used to spending and don't care about how they're going to get the money. We need to make that change, And if we need to say, hey, you can't keep doing this, otherwise they're going to keep doing it, and we're going to be so much more in the hole. And you think inflation's bad now? Wait, it's going to come back.
Right.
All right, that's all I got, because I could be another 20 minutes talking about that same stuff. So listen to us. Happy holidays, because we're not here next week. Reach out. Think about what you want. Do you want to own a home? Do you want to keep renting? If you keep renting, you're going to be paying more for it in 5 years from now. If you buy a home now, you'll be paying less for it in 5 years from now.
Right.
Here's your choice.
Get out there, everybody.
It's an investment. That means you're always got to have to. It's during 2020 through 2022. It's cheaper than renting. Oh, it's the same as renting. And now it's $500 or $1,000 more than renting, which is an investment in your future. And that's how it always has been, except for those 3 years.
Right.
So, yeah.
Now, as the property manager said, the people that think that it has to pay itself off right away, they're not investors. The mindset needs to change. You as a buyer, if you want to be an investor, you need to understand that, again, exactly like Ed said, it was all fine and dandy when it was free. And then even when it was just a little less and all that, but now, but understand, I mean, those $500, You know, a lot of people, they just leave them in a savings account, does nothing for them. You have to see the bright side. You have to see that, yes, maybe you have a $2,500 payment and you're only getting $2,000 in rent, but think about that $2,000 being positive income for you and the $500 being the investment. You're putting $500 in, getting $2,000 back. Like, that's how people need to see it. But they don't.
Well, I'm looking at someone to buy to live in.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. You're looking at it as an investment point of view. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's an investment in your future. If you're
100%.
purchasing it for yourself to live in, yes, you're paying a little bit extra per month. But if you look at after taxes and everything else, you're probably going to have a lot better write-off and everything else. Talk to your tax guy. I'm not a tax advisor. That's my little disclosure right there. So reach out to them before you do anything to make sure it's what you should do. All right, Francisco, thanks for coming in. And again, have a happy holidays. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you guys the first week of January.
Take care, everybody.
All right, make it a great day.